So here's your power 3. I'm going to give you an abdominal workout. Now there is a reason that we want our abdominals to be strong, and it is not just because we want flat abs. I assure you there is a big, big, big importance in your body and the desire, excuse me, to have a strong core and strong abdominals. First of all, any muscle that is tight will never be strong. You will compromise its ability to be strong if it is tight. A muscle will only work optimally to its optimum level of strength if it has its proper range of motion and its natural range of motion and thoroughly stretched. So if you have tight abdominals and they pull you down and you slouch, the first thing you want to do is start by stretching your abdominals, okay? And this is basically what you want to do. Now you always want to be warmed up. You've been cleared by your doctor, right? First, you just lay like this, literally on your forearms. Act like your pubic bone is glued to the floor. And you just kind of want to pull up and out of it. Almost as if you had your shirt tucked in and you were trying to pull it out, right? So you pull up and out. You can squeeze your glutes, it'll stabilize your pelvis and your hips, and up and out. Now, more advanced, you can actually put your hands under your shoulders, push up, and you get more of a stretch. But ideally, you just stretch your abdominals. So I would probably say I would do that for maybe, I don't know, a couple of weeks, every other day, when you're warm. Abs are just like any other muscle group. They want to be stretched when they're warm. And make sure that you're gaining some proper strength. Flexibility. In addition, you want your back to be strong. You can't just have the front strong and not the back. So I like to say you start with a little bit of hyperextension. 2 hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, alternate. Oh, so you see my back, how it's slouched right now? It's really important not to do that. You want to keep it nice and flat, not up like this. So not this and not this. Pull it up and keep your back flat. Hold in that transverse abdominis, which I will get to in a bit. Extend, right arm, left leg, flex the foot. Don't point the foot, flex the foot, and don't go higher than hip level. Alternate. So again, I would do alternating 10 of these and exhale. Again, if you have any lower back problems, lumbar issues, sacrum issues, pelvis issues, hip issues, you really do need to seek the advice of a professional. These are just general exercises, guys. So now I've improved the flexibility in my abs. I have improved the strength in my back. Now I'm ready to focus on my abs. The first very important activity is to do your breathing exercises. If you have followed me over the years, you know breathing is key for your abdomen. I have people that hire me to work with me, and the first thing we go over is breathing, and they're like, what is this about? But it's really important to work that transverse abdominis muscle. The transverse abdominis muscle goes from hip bone to hip bone, and it goes horizontal. Without breathing, you really won't work that muscle. You have to inhale and fill your belly with air. Inhale and fill your belly with air. Make it get bigger when you inhale. Now I exhale. And you compress your stomach. Again, inhale, fill your belly with air. Exhale, pull back. Embrace. I assure you, if you don't get that transverse abdominis muscle strong, you'll always have a little pouch. You won't be able to have ideal strength in your whole core and midsection that you need. It is ideal for stability, balance, and just overall abdominal strength. So do those breathing exercises. Be careful if you have asthma. Please be careful. Do it while you're seated because you're bringing more oxygen in when you breathe properly, and you might get dizzy. So those 3 precursors you've done. Improve the flexibility in your abdominals, improve the strength in your back, and awakened this transverse abdominis muscle. Now we're going to focus on your 3 exercises. So first one is a general crunch, basic crunch. 2 feet, hip width, flat on the floor, facing forward. Hands behind your back. This is incorrect. My elbows come forward, I squish my chin down. You don't want to do that. And you definitely don't want to do this big hole right here. Stabilize your midsection down. That's why you're doing the breathing exercises. Stabilize your midsection, support your head. Elbows out. Act like you have an orange under your chin. And head to the ceiling, face to the ceiling. Now when you come back, don't do this. Don't raise your rib cage. Get a big arch back here. You want to keep it all stable, right? You are not bringing your face forward or your elbows. That's how you do a proper crunch. Don't crunch and your feet come in the air like that. Stabilize, feet, pelvis, back. You're the boss in charge of your body. Crunches straight up. I say do about 10 to 15, and I assure you, if you do them right, 10 to 15 is a lot of work. Then to go to the side. I like to put my left hand here, my right hand behind my head, and then you rotate to the side. Once again, do not bring my elbow forward. Act like you still have that orange under your chin. And you want to rotate through your midsection. This, guys, is not crunching to the side. Keep it over there, rotate. Again, if you have back trouble, or if you've just recently had a child, you want to be careful. Again, seek the advice of a professional. Good, and again, and don't do this and then turn your head that way. That's not doing anything. Everything's nice, one unit. Wherever the middle of your chest goes, your nose should go, okay? You do the same amount, 10 to 15, and then this way. 1 unit. So you got, these are your basic crunches. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into a plank. And here's how you do a plank. Elbows are directly under your shoulders, hands flat, or like this, I don't care. And you just pull up. Ideally, you can hold your plank for 10, 20, 30 seconds. Don't do this. Don't arch or slouch. Hold up like this, nice and stable. Breathe, and just count to 10, 20, 30. There's some new research out that states holding a plank for more than 10 seconds is really wasting your time. I don't know if I completely jump on board with that. I just read an article recently that stated that. But try to hold your plank for 10, 20, 30 seconds. Again, I still suggest the duration of the plank. After that, now you do some bicycles. Hop back on your back. Anytime, guys, during this, if you really need to stretch out, pull a leg in. Stretch out your lower back. Stretch out your lower back. Because your lower back works. It's the opposing muscle group. Whenever you work a muscle group, the opposing muscle group always has to work. So while you're doing your abdominals, your back is working. We're going to go down. And now you do bicycles. You get into the position again as you did for your initial crunches. 2 legs in the air. Rotate, 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 rotate. Do about 20, rhythmic breathing in and out, but the whole time you're keeping your back flat against the floor. You're making sure your pelvis is stabilized. You are not, and I want full extension. When you do bicycles, full extension and squeeze the glute of the leg that's going long. Otherwise, you'll put way too much work on your psoas or your hip flexor muscles, which basically are right in here. And if you do that, you really could give yourself some back pain. So again, my suggestion, you do 3 abdominal activities after you have already made sure that you have enough flexibility in your abdominals. Now, how would you know if you have flexibility in your abdominals or you need flexibility? Think of this. If you naturally stand like this with an anterior tilted pelvis an anterior tilted pelvis. So like your pelvis comes forward and your pants bunch up here, then you probably have tight abdominals and tight hip flexors, and weak abdominals. So what the key is that when you stretch this area, it allows you to be nice and straight, whether you're kneeling or standing. So you want to stretch your abdominals. You want to improve the strength in your lower back. I showed you with those hyperextensions, alternating. Take your time, go easy, go slow. And third is you want to do your breathing exercises, because if you do your breathing exercises, you're really going to awaken that transverse abdominis muscle, that deep abdominal muscle that doesn't work when you're doing abdominals. You could be doing crunches forever, but if you don't awaken this through your breathing, then you won't have that nice, stable center strong point for you to be able to do your abdominals on, to be able to have a nice, strong, fit midsection. And after your breathing, then you do traditional crunches. Do traditional crunches straight up, 10, 15, to the other side, 10, 15, to the other side, 10, so straight, right and left. Then you go into your plank for about 10, 20, 30 seconds. Then you go on your back and you do your bicycles. And your bicycles can be, say, about 20. 1, 2, 3. I would take all of those and I would do them first once. And then after several weeks, as you get stronger, do them twice. And then again, do them like 3 times. So let me just go through it really quick with you, okay? Here we go, right? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, proper form, 3. I just spoke a whole lot about it. So follow it through. 1 more, good, other side. 5, 6, 7, 3 more, 1, 2. The whole time my stomach is not releasing. That's the key. You have people who do these crunches, release each time. Don't. I'm just gonna hold it for time's sake for 10 seconds. I'm nice and flat. I'm not down. I'm not up. I'm flat. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. You go in the back. And now we do your bicycles. 7, 8, 9. Perfect. Pull your knee in. 1, stretch out your back a little bit. 2, pull 2 knees in, stretch your back. And I assure you, if you guys do these consistently, effectively, safely, and deliberately, you will definitely have a stronger midsection and more defined abdominals. Now, if you're still looking to decrease the size of the fat content, that comes with cardio and food, which will be in another episode. So that's your Power 3. I'm gonna stretch my abs. See you in a minute.